What is it that you believe is absolutely true? I think we're starting to wake up to realize a lot of things we think are true are not as true as we think they are. And I'm seeing an awful lot of people make the suggestion, question your beliefs. And how far can you go with beliefs? If you recognize every time you talk, every time you have an opinion, it's a belief. So anytime you make a statement, guess what? It's just something you choose to believe. Anytime you have a complaint and you have a reasoning for the complaint, it's just something you choose to believe. That's why every belief can actually be debunked because there's always going to be somebody else that has a different point of view, a different belief than you. Do you know there can be two people in the same room experiencing the exact same experiences and leave that room and tell two different stories? It's because where they are sitting at, they're going to see things from a completely different perspective. I know I noticed this big time in this very, very abusive divorce that happened to open my eyes to all of the information I'm trying to share with you now. And there are two adults and four children. Every one of them are telling all different stories. So, and everybody has an opinion about everybody else's opinion. All of my kids have different opinions of what my experiences were, and my experience doesn't match up with anybody's opinions of what my experience were. So if you do the math, there are 36 versions of my divorce just within my immediate family. My ex married another wife, so she has a definite opinion, which is completely different than my opinion. So that adds more to the mix. And then you add in all of the relatives and all of the friends and then all of the judges. And it's like there are a million different ideas of what happened. Which one is right? Which one is true? Who believes their reality is actually true when there's so many different realities going on? And then we have school. What is school? I raised four kids. Our school systems are a place you go into. You go into a place that's going to sell books, that is going to have writing in these books that say, this is a fact. How do you know it's a fact? How do you know anything that's written in those books is actually true? It's somebody's opinion that they wrote down in a book and sold to you. And because it's actually in a book and got sold, it has more truth than somebody that's telling a different story that didn't write a book. And science is really, really good because science tends to focus on an idea and then they want to prove this idea. So they use a lot of scientific experiments to prove a concept. And then all of a sudden, scientific concepts are true. And yet over time, we tend to find out that a lot of sciences that were proven to be true aren't exactly as true as we thought they were. So, where is truth? What do you believe? Do you believe what was in a book? Do you believe in a Bible that was printed by some guys that own a printing shop? You know, who would own the printing shop? Would it be the rich guys? Would the rich guys kind of know that, hey, it would be kind of good for them to believe in this? And I know for a fact that Bible was not written in English. None of these Bibles were written in the languages that they're being spread. So that means that one language is interpreted into another. And I mean, let's face it, every language has different meanings for different words. So how can you possibly have the same meaning for something in different languages? You know, it's going to be your belief of what a word means because somebody wrote a book called a dictionary that says here's the meaning of something, and yet every culture ends up developing a new meaning for something. Bad used to be a bad thing. Bad now means a good thing. I don't even know, maybe bad's a bad thing again. I have no idea. I cannot keep up with the beliefs we attach words and meanings to anymore. It gets changed so many freaking times. So when I suggest question what you believe to be true, kind of look at way down in history, some beliefs were created. Do you believe you get sick? I mean, in the Bible, it's really friggin' hot here, so I am sweating like crazy. I mean, the Bible is how many years old? So any stories that are in Bibles that just hold somebody belief about something, and it doesn't matter what Bible, it could be whatever religion you want it to be, but these belief systems are so strong. They're in your DNA. They're in your family tree. You live your lives based on a lot of these beliefs. And that means that if it's not true, what would it take for you to change your belief? Do you believe that you need to get sick? Look in the Bible. If you choose to believe in a Bible, they lived 900 years. So technically, the body can live for at least 900 years if we were doing everything right. If we had correct belief systems that controlled all our behaviors, that controlled all our actions, that ends up creating every illness that we end up getting, technically, we don't have to get sick. We don't have to age. Do you believe that? And then if you don't want to believe that we're not supposed to die, why do you want to believe that? Do you believe life is hell and not worth living? Don't go around saying you're a happy person then. At the end of the day, everything that you believe in creates the reality that you experience. I've seen some people that believe world peace is all about finding the peace within yourself. And while that may be true, is it completely true? Because I put this question to her that, okay, if you're a really, really peaceful person and you found your own personal peace, let's put this scenario that there's a 2-year-old child being sexually abused right in front of you. There's a 2-year-old child that's having the crap beat out of her right in front of you. Explain to me how peace in your heart is actually, how can you have peace in your heart and love in your heart while you're watching this go on? So it's definitely not about just finding peace and love in your heart. It takes a little bit more to it. And if you don't even see that something like that is going on in the world, then the question is, why can't you see it? It's in front of you. It's in front of you as if it was in the same room. But you don't see it because you're too busy living in peace. So peace is definitely not about just feeling peace inside. I think the way we're supposed to be is to, this is just my belief, could be wrong, but kind of is working for me, and kind of think that it takes a world to be able to create and believe the same thing I believe in, but I kind of don't want to die. How many others don't want to die? Kind of want to have this human experience a little bit more joyful. If you agree with that, then that means we kind of all have to get together to be able to be on the same page as that. Also kind of see that I should be responsible for solving my problems, which means then all of you have to be responsible for solving your own problems. I also think that for me to experience the level of love and happiness I want, I have to give that out as much as possible, which means I think a lot of you guys have to send a lot of peace and love towards me. And if we were all doing that, if we were all needing to experience the peace and love we have by sharing it with other people, would that create a better world? Are these things that you want to believe in? Because it's just a belief. And you have to have the belief that creates the pattern, that creates the habits, that create the experience of it. So question what you believe. If you ain't happy, there's chances are you're believing in something that ain't working for you. Peace out.